Shout out to Cats Pawd.
1 second. A good defensive play for Montana State.
Touchdown, Tommy Malott is electrifying.
Welcome to the Cats Pod. What's up, Podcats? Long time no see, but we are back at it once again, and we've got a little bit of catching up to do. How you been doing, Eric?
Oh man, you know what? You know how it is. This is the busy time of year. We got a lot of calving and bull sale and breeding, so we're finally on the tail end, and we can actually start thinking about cool stuff again.
Yeah, I'm just wondering when it isn't your busy season, Eric. I feel like it always is.
You know, sometimes it does seem like that, but here we are. We're starting to break free a little bit, I think. So
yeah.
Here we are. We're recording again.
We're getting into the actual summer. Some of the summer weather is hitting us. It's feeling better outside. Beautiful day today in Great Falls. Was it nice up in Valier as well?
Dude, yeah.
Beautiful day for the NFL draft,
Yeah, it is so nice. It is so nice to see that sun, and yeah. This has been a weird draft, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. You know you're a real Montanan when you get excited to see the sun.
Yeah.
when that's like a moment for you in the year, you get to see the sun.
Yeah, no kidding. I think right now my favorite part of the draft is that Colston Loveland from Michigan, the Bears drafted.
Tell me about him. I haven't heard it.
They were like, this kid, he's from Idaho, comes from a farm, which of course I appreciate. And then they go, he's from a town of like 230 people.
That's wild.
It's like that sounds familiar.
Yeah. I mean, you don't often hear about towns as small as Valier, and that's not even close.
Yeah.
It's getting there, but it's not exactly there.
Yeah. But bunch of weird picks, and the Vikings are coming up, and I'm kind of hoping that Tommy Malott is available at number 24.
I mean, I really should have been paying attention to who's being drafted. This is how much this podcast has changed my sports fandom and what I care about and what I'm paying attention to as far as football goes. I really don't care about this draft until like the second or third day. I have no care in the world for who's getting picked in the first round. I should probably check it out because some people are going to want to hear about it, but it just does not go for me,
Well, your Seattle Seahawks screwed up very, very much so.
Already,
I mean, this was a bad.
The Seahawks screwed up already.
Gray Zabel,
okay.
Really?
Yeah. They done
Come
screwed
on,
up.
man.
It happens.
I cannot remotely root for those guys with Gray Zabel on that. I mean, the fact that they even think Gray Zabel is on the same level as Marcus Weir is beyond me. I'll never understand that.
It's pretty silly. It's pretty silly. I was saying, like you were saying with this draft when we were talking the other day, this one may sway my fandom. The Seahawks haven't been treating me very nicely these last few years. They picked Gray Zabel. I can't really support that. So it may be time for me to switch fandoms. And it may be decided by two players that are getting drafted in this draft.
Specifically one.
So if you want to pick up a fan, if you want to pick up one fan, maybe two, pick Tommy. Just pick Tommy. That's all you got to do.
I mean, we were talking about it earlier. We both said whoever drafts Tommy, we're buying that jersey 5 minutes after the draft is over.
Easily.
As soon as it's available, we're buying it.
Mm-hmm.
As long as for me, as long as it's not the Cowboys or the Packers, we're golden.
Yeah, no Cowboys, no Packers, and we could run.
I cannot, no matter what, root for those two teams.
The question you got to ask yourself is, are the Cowboys or the Packers smart enough to actually draft somebody like Tommy? Because it's going to take a smart team. They're going to have to know ball. And I don't know if the Cowboys and the Packers got it.
That's true. That's very true. I'm honest here. Here's my honest thing. Well, the whole deal. If he could get drafted somewhere blue and gold,
Blue and gold would be amazing. If he goes to the Rams, the Chargers, I don't know, I'm probably blanking on somebody else, but one of those two, like, I'm buying that jersey right away. It would fit perfectly. You could go to Cat games wearing the pro Tommy Mellott jersey.
Yep, exactly. Something that would fit in. You know, you could eat. I mean, you have Gold Rush. How about a yellow? A yellow would be fine.
A nice yellow, you know.
Yeah. Blue and gold would be cream of the crop, but we could go with yellow or pretty much any kind of blue, and we'll be all right.
Pretty much. Pretty much. I feel like as far as this draft goes, Marcus Weir has been on everybody's radar as an NFL draft pick for the last 2 years minimum.
Yeah.
Like he exploded onto the scene, and he has been seen as an NFL draft pick for a long time. We've been used to it, but now over the last few weeks, it feels like the more national audience has been exposed to what Marcus Weir can do. They're seeing the numbers and seeing the size.
Yeah, I mean, all along we've thought, 6th or 7th round. We've heard there's, maybe pushing up into the 5th round. He's done everything asked of him. He led the charge on several, nation-leading rushing attacks. He's blocked for how many different 1,000-yard rushers now. And he is the best in the FCS. He's right there with those guys that are, playing for the Power 4 schools. And he probably could have been playing for a Power 4 school.
Yeah.
So shout out to Marcus Weir for the loyalty there. Love that guy.
Yeah. He could have left so many times, and he decided to stick with us. That is something to be respected about.
Yeah.
Our Lord and Savior, Mr. Sam Herder, has him projected as a 5th-round draft pick right now. So
let's go.
Let's go. We'll see. And he's been moving up steadily like that. So I like to see it.
Yeah, I like that. Our Lord and Savior.
I just have to find more ways to compliment Sam Herder because I just love what he does. Nobody does it better when it comes to the FCS.
Agreed 100%.
Yeah.
Has there been so put yourself back when Troy Anderson got drafted? That was a pretty big deal.
Oh yeah.
We knew he was going to be toward the front end of the draft.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think there was more hype with him draft or his draft year, or do you think there's more hype now with Tommy Mellott and being drafted this year potentially?
I think there was. I want to say there was more hype when Troy was going into the draft, but that's simply because it had been expected for kind of years and years, and there was more of a build-up to it. Tommy splashed onto the scene with that pro day. I feel like that before that pro day, I don't know if there was a lot of teams. I mean, I don't have connections within the NFL or anywhere, so it's hard for me to say whether or not there was a lot of interest in Tommy before that. But after those numbers came out, that 4.39 40, 4.39, and then the 43-inch vertical leap.
I think it was a 41.
Okay, sorry, I'm getting things a little bit mixed up here. But anyways, huge athletic numbers. Those are pro athlete numbers through and through. He just proved in that pro day that he is the type of athlete that belongs in the NFL. And now it seems like teams are taking notice.
I think so. And then you get all this chit chat about this Player X on ESPN.
Yeah.
This play they do every year.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be darned if it doesn't describe Tommy Mellott to a T.
It sounds a lot like him. Like him. I was reading through the Player X article, and there was one thing that there's only one individual line that leads me off of Tommy being the one that's Player X. And that was that at his pro day, it said he was receiving throws from his college quarterback.
I saw that.
So who would that be? Because was Sean Chambers thrown at the pro day?
I honestly have no idea.
I don't know. Those kinds of, that was the only line. Other than that, every line of that Player X article described Tommy Mellott to a T. It was exactly him, except for that one little thing.
the part that convinces me that it is him is they're in that article. They start talking about his coach, who is respected by, people within the NFL, who has a starting NFL quarterback's jersey on his wall. Could that be Josh Allen?
It could be.
It does very seem well, like
there's
Josh
too
Allen's
many
jersey.
things that line up here, okay? There's too many lines lining up on my wall. I won't show you the other room, but I've got like newspaper clippings and red yarn everywhere. I'm trying to figure out if player X is Tommy Mellott.
Yeah. I mean, and then the other part was the most famous person in his state. I mean, come on. There's no one more famous than Tommy Mellott in the state of Montana.
That is a good question. Is there anyone more famous?
And there's a lot of really famous people that live in this state, and Tommy is by far the most popular.
The most famous Montanan, you would say. But Phil Jackson? Could you make that one? No, you don't think Phil Jackson is more famous?
Not here, brother. Not
nationally,
here,
but more popular within Montana, definitely not.
Yeah. No, this has been exciting to see, like, the progression of literally no talk about Tommy in the NFL to what rounds he getting drafted. Not that he's going to try out for a team. What rounds he getting drafted in, and is there going to be some multiple teams trying to get him where potentially you have somebody move up to grab him or something, and maybe he splashes in the 5th round, but probably 6th or 7th. I don't know, but it's exciting. I honestly can't wait until I see his name come across my phone.
I think this may be the first time I ever watch like the 5th, 6th, and 7th round of the NFL draft. I'll probably actually have it on TV, and I'll be paying attention very, very closely.
Just waiting for that one moment.
Waiting for that one special moment.
Yeah. No, this is fun, dude. I love having a team full of superstars that can get drafted, and if we walk away from this weekend with 2 more draft picks, I mean, it just means that you can make it to the NFL if you just work hard from Montana State. Yeah. You can do it.
You can do it.
Every year, guys.
You can stay in state. You can grow up here, play here, all the way through college, and be an NFL player. Troy proved it. Tommy proved it. Like, you can do it. So it is. Yeah. It is a legitimate dream.
Yeah. Speaking of loyalty, there was something I felt like we should just touch a little base on. And you know me. If I can throw shade at North Dakota State, I'm going to take every opportunity to do so.
Yep.
Neener. Our star running back didn't leave, and yours did. Suck it, North Dakota State.
You hit him with the neener. I wasn't ready for that. Yeah. I was not ready for the neener.
Well, we're getting
that
petty
really
over
got
here,
me.
bro.
We are Tom Petty. We are Tom Petty right now. That is how petty we are.
Yeah. The guy, Adam Jones, gets snubbed for the Jerry Rice. Adam Jones sticks with Montana State. The loyalty.
Yeah.
Love to see. And Sharmar Brown dips out.
See ya. Goodbye.
Wouldn't want to be.
No. I feel like I had a couple more things to say on Tommy, so we're just going to circle back to that real quick. I feel like we need to talk about these comments from Mr. Daniel Jeremiah, okay?
Yeah, let's do it.
Has been helping out Tommy along the way.
Couldn't help myself.
Yeah.
Couldn't help myself.
You had to bring on the NDSU hate. I get it. There was one thing. So Daniel Jeremiah said a lot of very nice things about Tommy, but he said one thing that I took personal umbrage with. He's trying to be the president of the Tommy Mellott fan club.
Yeah, get out of here.
Come on. You can't just come on late, You can't bandwagon and then think that you're going to be the president. Like, if there's elections, I'm running, and I will start campaigning today. Okay? And I will work for this.
Yeah. 100% agree. I love the comments, but if you want to be president, jump in line, brother, because there's like a million people in front of you from the state of Montana.
Yeah. Also,
but
yeah.
After when you see those kind of comments from somebody like that, it is really cool. It is really cool to, just to have those kind of comments go on, national news and everything, or whatever social media it went on.
Yeah.
And it just brings more eyes every time. And he says he's sending videos to GMs of Tommy Millott, and they're saying things like, "Oh, that's my guy," How did you find and stuff like that. It's I don't know. I know it's all for Tommy and all his deal, but it almost brings a sense of pride to you when you know that your guys are getting talked about like that.
Oh yeah, it's huge for us. And inside sources, have said that there are 13 teams looking at Tommy.
I believe it.
I can't reveal 100%. Said sources because they're completely just through the grapevine and word of mouth, but 13 teams is pretty impressive.
Yes. Yeah, it really is. Especially, just a small town kid from a relatively unknown university to get that many teams interested in you is awfully impressive.
It's just more proof that Butte America runs the world.
Let's go.
That's it. Butte America.
I still don't think Butte America has ever turned up your sneaker.
No, it hasn't. It got to keep it. I had to make a sacrifice to Butte America. That was me. That was me giving it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very excited, very excited for how this is going to go over these next few days. It's going to get very, very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. And like we said, somebody with some blue, yellow, gold, we'll take whatever we can get for old Tommy Millott.
Go ahead. One more thing on the draft, and then we can move on. Okay. I was looking through the rest of Sam Herder's list of the top prospects from the FCS. And as I'm scrolling through, I got to the very bottom of the list. And the very bottom of the list is a name that we have talked about on this podcast a lot. Land the Man.
Land the Man.
What do you think the reason is that Land the Man is not getting more traction? Because we've seen Tommy pick up some traction. What do you think the knock on Land is right now?
Honestly, and this might sound bad, but maybe it's just because he's a running back.
It could be.
And running backs are, there's like that trend right now where you can get a running back late and be all right with it.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's total conjecture, and everyone knows that Ben and I specifically love our running backs.
Oh yeah.
A lot.
Big running back guys. Juice squad through and through.
I kind of wonder if that is, it's just something like, oh, we can make him a priority free agent signing or something like that after the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Let him work his way through. But I don't know. I honestly am a little surprised for him to be so low. Honestly, he's maybe one of the most productive players ever in the FCS, but
there's two things that stick out to me when it comes to Land Larson, and the one is NFL teams might be worried about his injury history, especially going in as a running back.
He was healthy all year last year until that playoff game at the very end. He got hurt.
Yeah,
that was about it. But as far as like athleticism and football IQ, I feel like that's toward the top of the draft. Yeah. That's a smart son of a gun right there.
Yeah, he definitely is. The only other knock that I had was that he doesn't quite have the versatility of a guy like Tommy. Because
here's a question: where on the list is Efton Chisholm? Did you see him? Because as far as project guys, Efton Chisholm would probably be.
Did Efton Chisholm enter the draft? He's not on the list.
No, maybe he didn't. Maybe he didn't. I thought he did. But that was a stud in the FCS.
Yeah. He was very good, and you think he would get a little boost off of some comparisons to Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
You got another guy from Eastern Washington that's going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not listed by Mr. Sam Herder as one of the top 20 prospects, but he did go out for the draft. He did claim for the draft. He's trying.
Boy, surprising to me considering we had to watch him tear apart every single team he ever played.
Yeah, he's very good.
There was 2 players we said limit them to 100 yards and you're probably going to be okay. Yeah. Those 2 players were Afton Chisholm and Lan Larison.
Yep.
If you can just keep them to 100, you'll probably be okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the FCS pieces fall in. The first one has already come off the board, and he who shall not be named from the university that we shall not discuss unless it's me making fun of them.
Yeah, you are still just hurting when it comes to this.
I hate him. Yeah. I absolutely hate him.
I got over it like fairly quickly, but I think it's going to take a little bit longer for you.
Oh yeah. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
It's going to take a long time. I do not like them. I never will like them, and I will take every chance I can to run their name through the mud.
Yeah. Somebody's got to, not enough people are doing it.
Yeah. Yep.
So I think we can move off of NFL draft unless you have anything else you want to say.
Nope, I'm good. Let's roll.
Okay, we can move off the draft and we can start talking about some of the Bobcat news that we have to catch up on.
Yeah.
We've got some coaches that are moving up into new positions. We got some players coming on that we were not expecting. I did see that we had one player switch their commitment. Mr. Jackson Lieberg is going to play basketball at Carroll instead of football at Montana State. So,
yeah,
got to go unfollow him on Instagram. Yeah.
Hey, he wants to play basketball. Can't fault the guy.
Yeah, I was a basketball player. I can't go against it.
Yeah. I'm still super stoked for the recruiting class, man.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and really with the kind of coaching turnover that we've had with guys moving up to the FBS and whatnot, I am a little surprised that we didn't lose anybody other than, that one guy. And I wonder if that was just more of a, rather play basketball than football type of deal. But
yeah, it seemed like that was the only factor there. It didn't have much to do with the Cats or the football team as a whole. Just wanted to play ball.
Yeah. I think I think one of the biggest things as of late that I've seen with the team is the praise for the new offensive line coach. There's a lot of people that are extremely high on this guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Coming from the Armstrong kind of coaching tree, I guess, if you will.
Yeah.
Armstrong was an absolute stud for us, kind of set this whole deal up.
Yep.
These high level offensive line coaches that we've had, and this guy comes right out of his coaching tree, I guess, if you will.
Yeah, it seems like picking up right where you left off as far as these comments are going and how people are talking about our new offensive line coach here. Huge upside on this, staying with people in-house. That is how we saw the success of 2024. It was created by keeping things in-house, keeping things steady, making sure the players know their coaches well, and giving opportunities to move up the ladder to the people who are in the program rather than hiring from outside.
Yeah. I think, and this year we've shown a bit of a different approach. There has been several guys from outside. I mean, it seems like they all still have somewhat of a connection somewhere on the coaching staff, but you have NJB moving up within and a few of the other guys as well. But then we get our OC from out of our system, and it's a bit of a different approach, but still a commitment in-house, just constant, move up from within and, not really disrupt the chemistry, I think.
Yeah. I was a little bit mistaken. Matt Smith did leave us for 1 year. I forgot about that little guy.
Yeah. 1 year.
Yeah, 1 year. Just one little year. Pretty much never was not a Bobcat. We can just go with it,
Yeah.
You can just
we won't talk about that little guy.
You know, but still spent a ton of time around Brian Armstrong, was part of his system for a long time, obviously picked up a lot, learned a lot from him, got to go away to Fresno State, do a little bit more learning, and then come back home to a great job for the Bobcats.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm super excited. Honestly, I think he's going to be a fantastic fit. He gets a ton of praise. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, go ahead.
And, of course, they promoted our guy to the special teams corps, which we've touched on before, but still super proud of Marcus for that one.
Yeah, Marcus. We'll be hitting you up soon. We got to get you on before the season starts.
Yep.
Got to get you on one more time. Our dude, Marcus Monaco.
Let's go. Let's go.
Just brings a tear to my eye when I think about how far he's come.
Yeah.
Also, on the opposite side of the football from Matt Smith, we got our dude NJB, who is the defensive line coach for Montana State now. Huge, highly considered by all of his players. Seems like a great all-around dude. Somebody we desperately would love to come on the podcast. So if you want to hit us up anytime, you can come on anytime, NJB.
Yeah, that would be pretty fun. Yeah, and like you said, it definitely seems like everyone loves him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, kind of one of the, the part of the team, and that kind of aspect. Just everybody seems to really, really like him.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's going to be. I'm pretty excited for this coaching staff. I think it was we lost some big guys, some big names, but I think they went and found the right people to fill the roles. Yeah. And luckily we have a lot of them already on the coaching staff, which is always helpful.
Mm-hmm.
And I think with the team turnover that we're going to see, I think maybe, something fresh it might be kind of good. A lot of young guys coming in now. And a lot of young guys are going to be building relationships with these new coaches, which I think is also really important. Mm-hmm. They both start at the same time, essentially.
Yeah. And we also have spring ball coming to a close. There hasn't been a ton of news out of spring ball.
Not really.
Just some positive things. The only thing that jumps to the front of my mind, because we were talking about it right before the show, is Jordan Reed's move to wide receiver. That seems like the only piece of big news to come out of spring ball in this time of the year.
Yeah. I mean, I think it does somewhat make sense. The Bobcats are in, they got that Justin Lamson in the transfer portal from Stanford,
mm-hmm.
which just adds to an already really, really deep quarterback room.
Yep.
And I don't really know where things were going, but I think with Jordan Reed's frame and size and speed,
mm-hmm.
he fits in really well in a wide receiver room that's losing a guy like Ty McCullough and, Lanyata Alexander and, fair amount of guys there.
Yep.
I think that he's maybe that big-bodied receiving threat that, we don't necessarily have right now with, Taco and, all these speed shifty guys.
Yeah. It definitely seems like that's the case. I can tell you right now, I have never been asked about a player more than I have been asked about Justin Lamson over the last few weeks. Every single Cat fan that I run into that knows about our show instantly asks me what I think Justin Lamson is going to be able to do for this team.
Yeah, dude.
People seem excited.
Honestly, I think, I don't know. My honest opinion on the deal is I'm super excited to see what he can do.
Yeah.
But I also feel like this team has made it kind of a point that if you're a transfer, it doesn't guarantee you anything.
Oh, no. Yeah, not at all.
You have to work your way through, and everybody is going to have just as good a shot as him.
Mm-hmm.
Chance Wilson, Patrick Duchesne, him, any of those, I don't know if Jordan Reed goes back to quarterback or not. All those guys have, I would say, an equal shot at it. And
mm-hmm.
if I had to pick one, I'm still taking Chance Wilson right now.
Yeah. I'm getting kind of high on this Justin Lamson guy. No disrespect to Chance. I do believe in you. I love the way he slings the ball. He's made some passes that look absolutely beautiful. Love to watch him play. As far as the way the offense has gone these last 3-4 years, I just see Justin Lamson fitting in there super well. I read through his interview with Victor Flores, and every single time that Justin Lamson was asked a question, he only basically responded with, "I'm just going to do whatever I can to contribute to this team." Like,
That's
whatever spot they want to put him in, whatever role they decide to hand to him, he's just going to fill that role.
Yeah, it's a good attitude to have, really. I mean, you have, I don't know, I watched some of his game film. You know who he reminded me of?
I'm going to let you say it. Yeah. Yep.
John Chambers. That's what he reminds me of. He was just, they hand him, or he takes the ball, and I don't know how many touchdowns he scored, but it was quite a few. Just, QB sneaks and whatnot. He's a big-bodied guy with, a fairly good arm.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how he fits in. And, I think that I like things that are, more comfortable, and Chance Wilson is comfortable.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he has been in the system. It'll be really interesting. I wish they would televise the Sonny Holland game so we could see kind of all these different characters in action.
Yeah.
But we'll find some way to watch it or some way to listen to it either way.
What's the date of it? Do you know?
It's the 26th. It's this weekend.
Oh, man, is it already the 20th? Yeah. Bless America.
Time is flying by. Let me tell you.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. There's going to be a lot of questions answered. We'll get to see who's kind of taking over playing time, and honestly, who has better games. But, yeah.
It's a tough time of year. Yeah, it's a tough time of year to talk about football because, like you just said, it's all questions right now. It's all questions and speculation and what could be and what can't be. We kept a lot of talent on this team. I know we've talked about that most of this offseason, how talented this team is. But I don't know if you want to get into the schedule today, but the schedule's pretty rough.
The schedule, yeah, I looked at it quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's not great.
It's not great. It's a tough schedule. It's a tough schedule. Very, very test-heavy schedule. A lot of tests on the board.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's when you look into the schedule, you do like to see a good test, because if you can make it through, you stand a pretty good chance. But it just seems like every year we just get hot rodded with good teams. Mm-hmm. Every single year. They have to go through the absolute gauntlet just to get to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to call this a rebuilding year, because I don't think it is.
I don't think it is either. I don't think it's a rebuilding year at all. And I don't know. Should we go through you want to go through the schedule?
Well, I mean, you can skip the first week, because that's not fair.
Come on, we'll run through it, okay? We won't make predictions. This won't be like the way too early predictions. This will just be we just want to talk about what games are going to happen.
Yeah, run them down.
Okay, and they also just announced which games are going to be what as far as home games go too. So you can go through some of that stuff as well. The first one, you said we should skip over it. It's going to be Oregon. Let's see if some magic can happen, baby. Let's see if some magic can happen in Oregon and the Cats can pull something off. Who knows? Crazier things have happened.
Yes.
After that, we got South Dakota State. Fun thing about South Dakota State, that is also going to be Gold Rush this year.
That's awesome.
Gold Rush against South Dakota State.
Let's go.
Next, we got Mercyhurst, playing Mercyhurst once again this year. That's where we get a little bit of a break, I feel like. Yeah. Then Eastern Washington. What's Eastern Washington going to be like this year? I'm not even sure.
Not good.
Not good?
Eastern Washington not going to be good.
They lost all their talent. I don't know. I haven't seen anything about them bringing people in. So I don't know if they've retooled very well. After that, we're playing the Lumberjacks at Northern Arizona. So that will be another tough game. That
will be a very tough game. That's a pretty talented team, and playing in Flagstaff always sucks. Yep. Always.
Yep. We got Idaho State, who's been middling these last few years, but they've been a promising program. Like, no disrespect to them at all. Then we hit a bye week, followed by Cal Poly and Northern Colorado. So that is definitely the get-right games of this season. That is the everybody get a little bit healthier part of the season is what that feels like. And then we end the year on a 3-game stretch of Weber State, UC Davis, Montana.
That's, once again, man, it seems like every year those 3 games at the end are always just a gauntlet. Yeah. Horrible. And once again, we have absolutely no reason to believe that Weber State, UC Davis, and Montana are not going to be really. Montana has absolutely destroyed the transfer portal. If they're not really good, they've wasted an entire year of recruiting all these guys. But they're just kicking the can down the road because they can't recruit freshmen. But is what it is, I suppose.
I don't know who is doing recruiting for Montana right now, but give them a raise, whoever it is. They worked overtime this offseason.
Yeah, they got a lot of transfers, but I think don't know. It's not a bad schedule. It's not really bad. It could be just worse. Tough. We don't have Idaho. Yeah. We don't have Idaho on there. We don't have Sac State on there. Mm-hmm. So it's not as bad as it could be, but those final 3 games before the playoffs, it's gonna be pretty tough, I think.
Yeah. The first 3 and the final 3 the first 3 is insane. The first 3 of Oregon, South Dakota State, and then San Diego, who I think I skipped over when I was listing stuff off. But we got 2 FBS schools and South Dakota State to start off the season. That is a gauntlet. That is a test. That is getting punched in the mouth right off the bat.
No, you're thinking San Diego State. San Diego is they're low level, I think.
Oh, I thought they were the Mountain West.
I don't have anything to Google it, but San Diego State is Mountain West for sure. I'm not sure what San Diego is. I think they're lower. Maybe FCS. But I can't remember for sure. They've got to be, I don't know, maybe not, but South Dakota State's going to be tough no matter what. They always play tough. They got a really good coach that brought some good players in. So the first 2 games will. What are they?
They're West Coast Conference.
Is that FCS?
I don't even know, honestly. It's the conference that has like Gonzaga and St. Mary's in it. That might just be basketball, though.
Yeah, that's got to just be basketball. But either way, I know they're not a D3 school. They've got to be FCS of some level. But, yeah, the first 2 games will be rough. That Gold Rush game is going to be a do not miss. Mm-hmm. But Ben will be missing.
Oh, yeah. Should we tell the people why I will be missing it?
Because
should I give him a reason, actually?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. So I'm going to be absent a lot this year during the Bobcat football season because I recently, not so recently, but I found out that I'm going to be a father. So the Cats Pod is going to have one more tiny podcat.
Let's go. So, let's go.
We're very excited. Yeah. It was terrible timing because the due date is right at the end of September. So a majority of Bobcat games I will be missing this year. I will be cheering at a moderate volume within my house because I'm guessing the baby will be sleeping.
Nah, dude, they can sleep through a bomb going off. Trust me.
We'll test that out. We'll test that out. Okay. We'll test it out.
Yeah. So it'll be a fun season though. It'll be a fun season for Ben to watch at home.
Yep. We will do more of a full look at the team over the next few weeks. This team is a mystery. We're both having a hard time talking about it because it's a hard team to figure out from the limited information you get during the offseason right now. We get nuggets here or there, but it's really hard to figure out what the team is going to be as a whole until we start seeing them actually on the field. We'll have a few more episodes coming to you before the season starts. Eric, anything else that you want to hit the podcasts with before we head out of here?
Yeah, I think I'm going to start this new thing where at the end of every episode, I just remind everybody to hate the North Dakota State Bison. You hate them? It's okay. It's okay to hate them as much.
It's been months, and you still aren't going to let it go.
Nope.
Not letting it go.
But yeah, that's all I got for you.
That's all you got. All right. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Go ahead and follow us wherever you are listening to this at. Go ahead and rate us 5 stars in that same location, wherever it may be. You could also rank us on multiple spots, Spotify, Apple, YouTube. Just follow us everywhere to help out the numbers. Help out those numbies as we crawl back into this season, getting ready, getting back warmed up. We love to hear from you guys. Have a good time.
Adios.